my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counted up 6 stacks. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich. I'm rich. Look at my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counted up 6. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich.
All right. Great morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We are back, and we are back looking at the market. So today we're going to talk about what we trade, how we trade it, and see if there are any opportunities to actually trade for today. We also need to check news to make sure that there isn't anything major going on in the market, and go from there. Okay, so great morning, everybody. So what we trade is NASDAQ, the NASDAQ 100 index. And we're also going to talk about the setup from yesterday. And so with NASDAQ, as many of you all may know, is comprised of some well-known companies that we're familiar with, which is Apple, Exxon, Monster Beverage. We have Microsoft, Adobe, Paychex, Intel. Pretty much all of these companies that you all are familiar with, we trade the performance of this index. Okay. And so what we're looking at here is the dynamic of price action. And we look at certain confluences and we look at certain rules to figure out if we should be getting into a buy or if we should be getting into a sell based on what the market is presenting to us. So I'm going to go over the steps that we should be looking for when we are approaching the market for market open. So basically the main thing is you want to make sure that you secure your profits and reduce your losses. That's like trading one-on-one. You want to, in order to get that consistent growth. Okay. So what we're seeing here, and this is just a quick disclaimer. Okay. Feel free to take time to read that at your own time. Okay. But what we're looking at here is for step one, when it comes to trading the market, we're looking for a directional bias. Are we looking for sells or are we looking for buys? Right? Or is it not a trading day? Okay. And when it's not a trading day, we just kind of stay away from the market. All right. And so the way we identify our directional bias is looking at the 200 EMA. So the 200 EMA stands for exponential moving average. And it tracks the last movement of the past 200 candles. So that is like the anchor. That is like your GPS when it comes to trading, to show you what direction is the market really trying to move into. Okay. What direction is the market really trying to move into? And so in this case here, we have a few things. Okay. We have the 200 EMA moving up, this blue line here, we can see that. So when we see that, our directional bias is a buy, right? The 200 moving up, and then also we want to see it that this 20, so this white line right here, is above the 200. So those are indications for directions for a buy. Now for a sell, the 200 is moving down, okay, and that 20 is beneath the 200, so that tells us that we should be looking for sales. Now, there are times in the market where it moves sideways, okay? And when the market moves sideways, we want to look for significant support and resistance levels, specifically outside of the Keltner channel. It helps you to get good entries on that, okay? So you'll see here, price sold off here. It came back to this area. What did it do? It sold off. Came back to this area here. What did it do? It sold off. Same thing here. Price came here. It entered, it moved up, right, for buys. Price came back here, moved up again. Price came here, moved up again. So when the market is moving sideways, it repeats this support and resistance reaction continuously until the market is ready to break out. And so what we trade is the breakout of NAS. Okay. So that's what we're looking for. So now let's go into step two. So with step two, once we've identified our directional bias based on a 15-minute chart, that's what we use for the directional bias. We use a 15-minute chart. We look for the most recent support and resistance levels near the current price. So these levels will be used to identify the BPC. Okay. So in this example here, we have support. We have support and we have resistance. So on a bullish BPC, we're looking for the breakout to happen and break through the level of resistance, which is what it did here. Okay. So this is our breakout candle. Here's our pullback candle where it comes down, where price moves down or near the most recent key level. Okay. And then our continuation has to break past our pullback area. Okay. That's the continuation. So once we see these three confluences, we enter a buy. All right. And we enter our buy. We look for these confluences on the 1 minute channel. That's very important. So we look for our directional bias on the 15-minute channel, but we look for the price movement and the price action of the BPC, which stands for breakout, pullback, continuation, on the 1 minute chart. Okay. So great morning to everybody that just joined, guys. Great morning. All right. So now with the sell, it's a little different. So with the sell, we're looking at the BPC. We're looking for the breakout to break through the level of support now. Okay, we're looking for it to break through the level of support. So in this example here, this is our support. This is our resistance. So that we had a bearish candle that broke through support. It pulled back to that same level. And then that continuation candle broke past our pullback area. Once we see those three movements, we enter the trade for a sale. Okay, we enter the trade for a sale. So that's where we are in regards to what we look for in regards to trade. So let's go to the actual chart and see if we see anything that's similar or close to our setup here. Okay, let's see if we see anything good that's going on in the market today. All right, so instantly, the first step, remember, what is our directional bias? In this here, our directional bias will be a sell. Okay, our directional bias will be a sell. Why? Because our 200, which is our blue line, is coming down. And our 20 EMA, which stands for 20 exponential moving average, the last 20 candles, is beneath the 200 EMA. Okay, so our directional bias is a sell. So now where do we place our sell zones? We want to enter a sell past this level right here. Okay, this is where we want to enter our sell. Okay, now let me move this down just a little here. Yep, right past this level. Okay, now our buy zone is a little different. So with our buy zone, we need to make sure that price is really saying, hey, we want price to change. Okay, we want to change the direction of price. So in this case here, we have the 200 right here. So we want price to break past the 200 because we know that the 200 can also be used as a magnet for support and resistance. So if price comes here, for example, it could always use this as resistance and push price back again. So we don't want to enter a buy hoping that the price will move up and the 200 is still here. Okay, we want price to break past the 200 and then break past the next key level so that we know for sure that the buyers are in control. Okay, so that sometimes takes a little time depending on where price is, but in this case today, our buy zone is at 25,818. Our sell zone is at 25. Let's see. Hold on. Our sell zone is at 2510. Okay, 2510. So in this case here, we want price to give us a nice BPC on the bearish side. So we want price to break out. We want it to pull back and then give us continuation to the downside. That's what we're looking for as far as entry. Okay. And so now let's look at this here. Yesterday, we were looking to enter a buy near this area here, but we never got our BPC past this upside. Price rejected and it moved to the downside. Okay. So again, our directional bias was a buy, and I think about time it actually crossed over the 200, it was later in the day, and after a certain time, I don't trade NAS. So if it doesn't happen during market open, most of the time it's maybe around 11, but most of the time I'm not trading it after that time period. Okay, so that's what we're looking at now. Now that we have a clear indication of what we're looking for today, we can go take a look at some of the alerts that came in before the market opens and see what other opportunities were presented in the market today. So we had a gold near the 200 on the 15-minute chart. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I was actually on the 5-minute chart here, but it still applies. Okay, we still got our levels here. We just got to move on up a little bit. So our buy zone is 25,916, guys. That's our buy zone. But our sell zone is still the same. Okay? So let's go look at gold. And let's see what we have for today for gold. So it says price near the 200. Beautiful drop for gold. Look at that. So price came near the 200 here, right? Near the 200. All right. Our 20 is beneath the 200. So that means that we're looking for sales. Okay. The bearish candle closed beneath the 200. Take the sell. And that's a win. That's a win. All right. So that was a really good setup right there. All right. Then we had another one right here, price near the 200. Same situation. If you would have got in here or here, you still would have won. You might would have waited a little bit for this one, but you still would have won. Okay. So that was gold. Now we had a USD JPY crossover. Let's go take a look at that one. Now with this crossover here, beautiful drop. Okay. Crossover happened. Took profit. You're good. That was another win. That was another win. Okay, so opportunities are there, guys. Opportunities are there. And then early on, I think this might have been last night, we had another setup where price was near the 200. Actually, it was here. I'm sorry. Price was near the 200. Okay, depending on where that 20 was, if it was beneath the 200 and we saw this bearish candle, take the trade. Take the trade. It's there. The sell is there. It's obvious, right? So the opportunities are there. Again, you just got to be vigilant and ready to take them. Okay. So those are the other opportunities that we saw in the market. And pretty much, these patterns repeat itself over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. So we can see that even like I told you guys before, price is going to start to move slow significantly. So even we can see here with USD JPY, it moved sideways for quite some time, and it's going to get even worse, to be honest. So we have to be very cognitive of that and understand that that's a part of the process when it comes to trading around this time of the year. So you might get a couple of crossovers or breakouts here and there, but it won't be as often. Okay, so let's go back to NAS and let's go see if we can get into a trade today. Let's see if we can get into a sell. Hopefully somewhere down here past this 520 level. If we can get in a sell right there, we are in really, really good shape. But if it starts to reverse, because I'm possibly seeing a W form here, then it's going to be a while before that buy happens. Because we can see here, it found resistance twice. So this could be a W. This could be a W, but we'll see, because price can easily just reverse and come slamming down, and then we get our entry. So we'll see. All right, 10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds until the market opens, and let's see what we have for today, guys. Let's see what we have for today. All right, here we go. Market is open. Let's see if we can catch a setup here. All right, we're getting some bullish action here. Let's see if it can break through our sell zone. That would be amazing if it does. And if it breaks through our sell zone, then we are good to go. We are good to go. All right, here we go. Let's see if the bears can make a statement and push us down. Give us an opportunity to enter a trade this session. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. All right. So let's see what we get here. I'm on a 15-minute chart right now. So let's see if we get some price action that we need. Again, we don't rush anything. We don't force anything. Either it's there or it's not. But we do not rush anything. Okay? We let it come to us. Read what the market is telling us what it wants to do. Don't assume. Don't think you have all the answers. The market is going to do what it wants whenever it wants. All you have to do is just make the assessment, be able to read it so that you can make an educated decision. Okay? So, let's see if we were able to hop in today together, guys. Let's see if we can do that. We might get an though. We'll see. We got to see how price responds here. This is the ultimate test. Will it break through or will it find support again? That's the ultimate test. If we break through, then we know we're looking for our BPC. We are looking for our BPC if that happens. Here we go. All right, not bad, not bad. Looks like we're getting a little bit of movement here. Might be able to catch a nice sale, guys. Let's see. Let's see. As soon as we enter this red zone, I'm going to navigate to my 1 minute to see if we can look for an entry. All right, let's go to the 1 minute. So what we need is for price to break past here. We pull back, and then we get some continuation to the next key level. That's what we're looking for. Let's see if we can get that. Let's see if we can get that, guys. That was a pretty weak bullish candle. So let's see if we can get an engulfing bearish candle for this next one. Or will price find support? Let's see. Let's see. A lot of run on this candle. Let's see how it closes. We got 20 seconds left on this one. I don't know, guys. You might be able to get into a setup. Let's see. Let's see. I like what I'm seeing. Remember, it's not considered a breakout until we break out of the red area, the red zone right here. This is just telling us to get ready for a sale, but we need to break out of this red zone for it to be considered a breakout. So let's see what we get. Oh, looks like we finding some support here. We are finding some support. The bears gotta fight back now. They gotta fight back if they want to continue to push price down. The bulls is like, we not letting y'all push us further down more than that. So they fighting right here. Here we go. Looks like the bears are trying to come back down. Let's see if we can break through this level again. Let's see if the bears have enough strength to push through this time. Right here. Break through this area here. We get a BPC. We're good to go. But we got to be patient and see if it gives us that. If it doesn't, then we don't force it. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, the buyers are fighting back here at this level. We're going to give it about 10 more minutes, guys. See if we can hop into something. If not, we'll go ahead and set our alerts and see if we can hop into a trade. Well, the bear's trying to push us back up, y'all. I don't know. It could be stuck in this area right here and start moving sideways too. That is a high chance of that happening. But we just kind of stay sideways. If we break past this area and we come up to this area here, we're just going to go ahead and set our alerts for our zones. We'll see. All right, so that was a doji candle. So price trying to figure out which way it wants to move. We know with doji candles that means that the price is indecisive. So let's see if it wants to come down or go back up, or continue to go up rather. All right, so we're headed up to the upside, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and just set our alerts here and see if we get an opportunity today. So the buy zone is 25,920. 25,920 for the buy zone. And the sell zone is 25,511. So if we get in any price action near those areas, we know what to look for. Even when price gets to that area, still look for your BPC. Okay, so not as much action as we would have liked, but guys, hey, that's the name of the game. So we have until the end of November where I'll be doing the live sessions, and then in December we'll kind of take a sabbatical until the beginning of 2026. And yeah, we'll continue to keep going forward. All right, so I'll catch you guys next week, same time, 9:50.